The best trade will be there at 9:30 a.m. The best investment, the best entry, 9:30 a.m. That's when the market opens. The rest of you've got YouTube. So live on YouTube. And I don't know that you want to be jumping into the big names, the Palantirs, the Alibabas right now. Actually, Alibaba looks okay. China did have a run. But you got to be careful. The retail names, Macy's, Abercrombie and Fitch, American Eagle, they all got crushed the last day or two. Caterpillar looking okay. Classic names like IBM, not that interesting. So find where the money's rotating. I think right now metals are still strong, still worth looking at. You have to be careful. Semis are overextended, especially the second tier semiconductors. LRCX, AMAT, KLAC, those are okay. They're overextended. Intel is overextended. Intel went on an incredible run that was pretty surprising. So find a spot to get in these metal names, and if you can get the silver breakout, if silver does go, that's great. If you can't, then let it go and look for another entry in a month or so. These things take time to set up. We saw it with platinum, we saw it with palladium, massive euphoric moves that led to blow-offs where those commodities, futures, got crushed. Copper held up incredibly. Copper is going to have its moment to the downside soon. I don't think that's the place to get too focused either right now. But I do think keeping silver on watch is a good idea. Bitcoin did have a little turn up around that $100,000 level. I don't think that's looking as exciting as it was a couple of days ago. So let that be. Let Ethereum be. And let some of the exciting stocks, the Robinhoods, the new IPOs, Figma's been down for months. You need to let that be as well. So not all IPOs are cold. Chime looks okay, coming back over the 200-day moving average. Starbucks looks okay. It's not exactly a retail name. It's more in the EAT category. EAT is another sector stock that's been doing well. So Starbucks has been basing for a few months now. It looks like that could break out. Cruise lines, RCL, CCL, NCLH, VIK never actually went. That broke down. So keep an eye on them, but I don't think those are going to be worth watching for the next couple of days, week or so. And it really is, in my opinion, just as important to know what's not worth watching as it is to find the next big 100x stock. Because if you can avoid getting chopped out, avoid losing, 5% over and over again, then you'll still be able to take that swing when the breakout in silver does happen, for example. So Carvana is rolling over. Rocket, RKT, rolling over as well, it looks like. I think that mortgage stock actually had a move based off of SpaceX. I think people thought Rocket was building rockets, not selling mortgages. So it went up for that reason. But either way, you don't want to be buying that now. It's coming down. So people who bought it because they thought it was a space company are going to be unhappy. And you'll be unhappy too if you try to ride their coattails there. So China does look okay. Baidu looks okay as well. Just you have to be a little cautious because just because those broke up with basically money having nowhere else to go. I mean, Nvidia isn't moving. It hasn't moved for months. AMD didn't move. IBM, of course, not moving. I mean, it moves 1% a day anyway, but it looked like it was going to have a run after earnings. But the big stocks, the stocks that make up 30-40% of the market, what we call the market these days, which is SPY, they're not moving. So it's okay to take a little breather. There are little stocks moving. I mean, eBay had a nice run, breakout, which I'm sure no one expected eBay to be the stock that people are talking about in 2026. Even the casino stocks, Las Vegas Sands, was up. Gold stocks, of course, had a good run in the last week, but right now, you think you have to wait for those to cool off. I know I've been talking about them on the channel and the videos. Those videos do come out a little bit delayed, so it's a balance of talking about what people are talking about and what people will be talking about, because you still have to get people to click into the videos and get excited to watch them. So FIX, I think, is one of the top stocks today. FIX, it's a construction company. Starbucks, SBUX, you know, also looks good. Those two stocks for today, I have on watch as two of the best stocks. The hotel stocks, travel stocks, Expedia, breaking down, Booking, breaking down even more. I would just let those be. And then biotech is strong. I mean, LABU, XBI, those biotech ETFs went on incredible runs. But I really think those construction stocks are most interesting right now. Another stock, Humana. It is a biotech stock. I would keep that on watch as well. Dollar Tree and Dollar General having breakouts right now. They're probably going to come back, but yesterday may have been the day. Keep those on watch. Goldman Sachs, keep it on watch as well. Did break down a little bit, but there's a lot of places, home builders, LEN, TOL, Toll Brothers, XHB is the ETF for those. Those recently went. So there are breakouts. There are sectors moving, but it's more like, 10% moves right now versus the 60-70% moves that happened in September in the quantums, in the rare earths. Those are cooling off still. They've been cool for a few months. So I think right now you just have to not guess when they're going to go up again and just say, you know what, that run happened, and now you just have to wait. The NBISs, the CIFR, the Wolf, all those data center plays, I think are building up. They are going to go, but I don't know that they're ready to go just yet. Solar names, FSLR, NXT. You can look at the TAN ETF. That seems to be in a pretty good spot. FTAI looking like it could go. Again, it's that aviation stock. It went on a significant run. They had a product update, sort of in the electric vertical takeoff aircraft with Joby and Archer, ACHR, JOBY. But I think if you're trying to get into FTAI right now, it's just up too much. And that's the case with Compass, that real estate stock that just went on a run. HOUS, also real estate that just went on a run. So it's kind of a time to just chill. It is a Tuesday. People get really excited on Monday to buy a bunch of stocks. But I really do think that construction stock, FIX, and the construction, it doesn't sound like it's AI, but it is AI because all of those data centers need to get built. And Starbucks, I know that doesn't sound like something that's a new stock. It's not the Chipotle. It's not the ETF of the restaurant stocks, but it's been building out a base. I think that one could go as well. So keep those on watch. Even Ralph Lauren as well. Retail, again, you got to be careful, but that could have a move in the next couple weeks, along with gold. Barrick, probably the best gold stock, does need to cool off. It went up something like, 5 business days in a row. So keep an eye on that one. Twilio, great earnings, came back a little bit. Albemarle, the chemical company, came back a little bit. KTOS, the defense stocks, big run, coming back a little bit. WWD, big run, coming back a little bit. WWD might actually be ready to go, but Burlington needs to relax. Real estate stocks. So just pick your sector. Make sure that it's not one that just ran. So no defense, no retail, but also make sure it's not one that went on a huge run in September where you're expecting another run. So no quantum, no rare earths. Remember, the rare earths went partially because quantum went, and there was the Trump-Xi sort of disagreement, but mainly it was just the quantum follow-on euphoria, the momentum. So let that be, let that just sort of peter out, and look for sectors that are a little bit undiscovered. So Starbucks is there for sure. Fix is there for sure. But none of the big sectors are super exciting right now. Semiconductors are not that exciting right now. I'd like to say they would be. Biotechs, they are exciting. I mean, FIVE went on a big run. UTHR is setting up. INSM had a rebound, but I don't want to touch that. MTSI has been an amazing breakout just yesterday. I'm not 100% sure that's biotech. You can take a look for yourself, but it's definitely a stock that not many people were talking about that proved everyone wrong. So take a look at those sort of stocks that are not in the main sectors. I know it's weird to say, but look for those CDEs, the mining stocks that just broke out from around that 200-day moving average. Any sort of stock where it looks like it's moves, more than 2% a day, where the market cap is over $1 billion, $1.5 billion, and just figure out, in this wheelhouse where they're liquid enough, where big funds can take positions. They have a daily range that's big enough where they actually move enough, where people are excited and the momentum really creates big moves for your account. And then the third factor is basically the most important, which is, can you get in with a very small risk where there's a significant reward opportunity? And there's not a lot of opportunities where you can get in with really small risk. And that's because, you need these tight inside days. You need sort of flags to set up. You can't just get in after, a big green day. You can't get in after a big red day. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions is, buy the dip. And I don't think it's a good idea to do that in almost all cases. People who do it really well, they've been investing for decades or at least 5 to 10 years. And oftentimes it only is really worth doing, 2020, maybe at the end of 2022, there might have been an opportunity that someone really figured it out, but in general, that's not that easy to do. So I do think it's easier to buy breakouts. I know it's the sort of more in the weeds. People say breakouts don't really work. They do work, but they have to be on these good big stocks. We're not talking about breakouts on penny stock. We're talking about breakouts on billion plus, and not, you know, all these stocks that have a billion plus market cap have great revenues. You know, you got to watch for the biotech stocks. If they don't have hundreds of millions of revenue, you just stay away, because one bad drug result can just tank that biotech or that pharma stock. Medical devices, put them all in the same category of basically these are health related stocks that are really important, and you just got to say, do I know more than someone in the industry? And you probably don't. So if they've already got significant clinical programs, hundreds of millions of revenue, sure, you know, you can get in and you can sort of think, you can almost actually plan, you know, the PRAXs of the world. Prax recently had a run in biotech. You can plan that the actual risk that you see on the chart is the risk that you're taking, that you're not going to have these moves down like NTLA recently had, Intel Therapeutics, or Unicure, QURE, where, you know, one program or one FDA decision cuts these stocks in half, or they're down 30-40%, which is still pretty bad. So got to be aware of that. Lemonade hasn't quite gone, but keep that one on watch. That's an insurtech company. And if there's nothing for you to buy today, don't worry. I mean, you can look at the Mars, you can look at the Riots, you can look at the Zeta. Zeta is a software name. Etsy had a breakout, you know, about a month ago. You know, you could look for these to reset up. But right now, the money's not rotating into the Bitcoin names, the Bitcoin treasuries. They were, you know, a flash in the pan, it looks like. And we'll see if MicroStrategy, which is the head of the snake, of course, that's the big one, the Michael Saylor original Bitcoin treasury, can recover. But right now, it's still not looking good. It's down, I don't know, we can look at the chart, but it must be 40% off highs. It's really, really rough. So anything Bitcoin related, anything, even Tom Lee, you know, Ethereum treasuries, BMNR, Bitmine, that's not interesting either. So all of these crypto related stocks, they had their moment maybe, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, when the whole market had its moment. Might have actually been a little bit more from further back for that. MicroStrategy was further back, you know, before the rare earths, before the Navitas. Navitas, interestingly, that's the NVIDIA-backed company setting up again. Take a look at that. Optoelectronic companies, AAOI, not quite interesting. They pretty much sold off, I know. CRML did have a big run, the rare earth company, but a lot of the sectors that were important in the past 4 or 5 months are not right now. So that's what I got for you. FIX and SBUX. Best stock goes in the Discord at 9:30. Leave comments down below. I will